Tucked right into the heart of Western Europe lies a country that, for its modest size, packs an incredible punch. This is Belgium, a nation that often gets overlooked by travelers rushing between its more famous neighbors, France, Germany, the Netherlands. But to skip Belgium is to miss out on something special. History here isn't just in museums, it's etched into the cobblestone streets. It rises with the spires of medieval cathedrals, and it's savored in every bite of chocolate and every sip of world-class beer. Belgium is a true European crossroads, a meeting point of cultures, languages, and ideas that have shaped the continent for centuries. This small kingdom is also bordered by Luxembourg and the North Sea. Its story is as rich and layered as its famous pastries. Imagine starting your day in a bustling modern EU capital and ending it in a sleepy, canal-laced town that looks plucked from a 15th century painting. That's the magic of Belgium. Its strategic location has made it a stage for countless historical dramas, Roman legions, Burgundian dukes, and the devastating battles of the world wars. That history forged a national identity that's resilient, pragmatic, and wonderfully unique. Let's go explore why Belgium will truly blow your mind. To truly understand the Belgium of today, we have to rewind the clock and look at the long parade of powers that once called this land their own. Long before it was Belgium, this territory was home to Celtic tribes, most famously the Belgae, whom Julius Caesar himself described as the bravest of all the Gauls. After the Romans came, they established roads and cities, laying a foundation of infrastructure and culture that would endure for centuries. When the Roman Empire crumbled, the region fell under the influence of the Franks, whose great king, Charlemagne, ruled a vast empire from nearby Aachen, embedding this land deep within the heart of medieval European power struggles. Following the fragmentation of Charlemagne's empire, the lands that now constitute Belgium were splintered into smaller feudal states, duchies, counties, principalities. For centuries, this area was a prized possession passed between dynasties like a precious jewel. The powerful dukes of Burgundy were next to unite the region in the 14th and 15th centuries, ushering in a golden age of immense wealth and artistic flourishing. This was the era of masters like Jan van Eyck and Rogier van der Weyden, when cities like Bruges and Ghent became centers of commerce and culture, their wealth built on the thriving cloth trade. This Burgundian inheritance is still visible today in the flamboyant Gothic architecture and the Belgian appreciation for the good life. After the Burgundian line ended, the territory fell into the hands of the Habsburg dynasty through a strategic marriage. First, it was the Spanish Habsburgs who ruled, a period marked by religious conflict during the Protestant Reformation and the subsequent 80 Years' War, which eventually led to the northern provinces breaking away to form the Dutch Republic. The southern provinces, which remained Catholic and loyal to Spain, became known as the Spanish Netherlands. The creation of the United Kingdom of the Netherlands in 1815 was a political maneuver designed to create a strong buffer state north of France, but it largely ignored the deep-seated differences between the northern and southern populations. The south, which would become Belgium, was predominantly Catholic. They spoke French. They spoke Flemish dialects. The north, the modern-day Netherlands, was largely Protestant Dutch-speaking. The Dutch king, William I, implemented policies that favored the north, promoting the Dutch language and giving Protestants key positions in government and the military. This stoked resentment and a growing sense of alienation among the Southerners. The spark for revolution finally ignited in Brussels on the evening of August 25, 1830. The catalyst was, fittingly for a culture that loves drama, an opera, a performance of Daniel Auber's La Muette de Portici, The Mute Girl of Portici, a tale of rebellion against foreign masters. It electrified the audience. As the tenor sang of sacred love for the fatherland, patriotic fervor spilled out from the theatre and onto the streets. Cries of Vive la Liberté filled the air. The crowd, joined by disgruntled workers and bourgeois intellectuals, began to riot, seizing government buildings. Raising a new flag, the black-yellow-red tricolour that would become the symbol of an independent Belgium. The uprising quickly spread from Brussels to other cities across the southern provinces. What began as a riot evolved into a full-blown revolution. Volunteers formed militias. A provisional government was hastily formed. On October 4, 1830, it formally declared the independence of the Belgian provinces from the United Kingdom of the Netherlands. Belgium's guaranteed neutrality was meant to keep it safe, founded in 1831 as a cornerstone of the new state. For over 80 years, neutrality held, allowing industry and prosperity. But that shield shattered in August 1914 with the outbreak of World War I. Germany, following the Schlieffen Plan, demanded free passage through Belgium. King Albert V refused. Belgium is a nation, not a road. Germany invaded anyway. The small Belgian army fought fiercely, slowing the German advance. That resistance bought precious time for the French and for the British. The invasion brought immense suffering. German forces committed the rape of Belgium. Atrocities were carried out against civilians. Historic cities were destroyed, notably Leuven's medieval library. For 4 long years, most of Belgium was under harsh occupation. The Belgian army and allies held a tiny sliver in the west. They fought from trenches in Flanders' mud-soaked fields. Battles around Ypres were among the war's worst. Flanders Fields became a global symbol of sacrifice. Just over 20 years later, history repeated itself. In May 1940, Germany invaded again. Blitzkrieg overwhelmed Belgian defenses. Surrender came after 18 days. King Leopold III's choice to stay and be a Poe sparked post-war controversy. Another 4 years of Nazi occupation followed. Oppression, exploitation, persecution and deportation of Belgian Jews. The Belgian resistance operated throughout the occupation. They carried out sabotage. They gathered intelligence for the Allies. They hid Jews and helped downed Allied airmen escape. Liberation came in September 1944 by Allied forces, British troops, Canadian troops, American troops. But the Ardennes saw a terrifying return of fighting in the Battle of the Bulge. 2 invasions in 1 generation reshaped Belgium. Trust in neutrality was extinguished. Belgium became a founding member of NATO. Belgium helped build the European Union. The country embraced collective security and international cooperation as the path to lasting peace. Belgium's government is as intricate and layered as its history, a direct reflection of the cultural and linguistic diversity packed within its borders. Officially, the country is a federal constitutional monarchy. It has a king who serves as the head of state, largely ceremonial but important as a unifying figure. Political power, however, is held by the elected parliament and the government led by the prime minister. Since the 1970s, Belgium has undergone a series of state reforms devolving significant power from the central government to regions and communities. This structure is designed to accommodate 3 official languages: Dutch, French, German. About 60% of Belgians live in Flanders and speak Dutch. About 40% live in Wallonia and speak French. Around 75,000 people form a small German-speaking community in the east. The country is split into 3 regions: Flanders, Wallonia, Brussels Capital Region, and 3 language-based communities: Flemish community, French community, German-speaking community. Each has its own parliament and government responsible for culture, education and welfare. The system can seem bewilderingly complex, with multiple layers that sometimes overlap. The Brussels Capital Region is unique geographically inside Flanders but officially bilingual. In practice, French is most widely spoken there. Brussels is a melting pot, home to a huge international community because of the EU and NATO. This linguistic and political complexity is simply part of life in Belgium. It's a nation built on negotiation and careful balancing of interests, a living experiment in coexistence, making Belgium one of Europe's most politically fascinating countries. At the heart of Belgium, and indeed Europe, is Brussels. This dynamic city is, a fascinating study in contrasts, gleaming glass and steel buildings of the European Quarter, the breathtaking grandeur of the Grand Place, a UNESCO World Heritage Site, opulent guild halls, the magnificent town hall, one of the most beautiful squares in the world, especially lit up at night. Brussels is more than a political hub. It's a city of art. Surrealist master René Magritte, comic strip culture, Tintin, comic strip culture, the Smurfs, the cheeky mannequin piss statue, the futuristic atomium. Just an hour's train ride to the northwest lies Antwerp. Gritty port town energy, high fashion chic, the world's diamond capital for centuries. Cathedral of Our Lady with Rubens' masterpieces, the magnificent central train station, Railway Cathedral, cutting-edge fashion scene Antwerp 6. For a step back in time, Bruges, the Venice of the North, a maze of cobblestone lanes, tranquil canals, picturesque gabled houses, boat tours along the canals, climbing the 366 steps of the Belfry, panoramic view from the Belfry. Similarly, Ghent blends history and youthful energy, Gravenstein Castle, waterfront lined with old guild halls, a vibrant, unpretentious university town, Leuven, University Town and Gothic Town Hall with hundreds of statues, Namur, Meuse River and ancient citadel, Dinant, Meuse River town with dramatic citadel, Liège, industrial charm and famous Sunday market, Tournai, one of Belgium's oldest and grandest cathedrals. Each city adds another facet to Belgium's rich urban landscape. If there's one thing that unites all Belgians, regardless of the language they speak, it's a deep and abiding love for good food and drink. Belgian cuisine is far more than just a side note to its culture. It is a central pillar of its national identity, celebrated with a passion that rivals that of its French neighbors. The food here is hearty and generous, often described as having French quality with German quantity. You'll find rustic, comforting dishes like carbonate flamand, a rich beef and onion stew braised in beer, moules frites, a steaming pot of mussels served with a mountain of fries. Of course, no discussion of Belgian food is complete without the Holy Trinity: chocolate, Belgian chocolate is, without exaggeration, legendary. The country's chocolatiers are true artisans, and the pralines they invented are exquisite little works of art. Walking through Brussels or Bruges, you'll be tempted by the windows of countless chocolate shops, each offering a dazzling array of truffles, ganaches, pralines. Similarly, Belgian waffles are a world apart from what you might find elsewhere. There are two main types: the light, crispy Brussels waffle and the denser, sweeter, chewy Liège waffle with pearls of sugar caramelized on the iron. Then there is the beer. For beer lovers, Belgium is nothing short of paradise. With a brewing tradition that stretches back to the Middle Ages, the country produces an astonishing variety of beers, over 1,500 different kinds. This diversity was recognized by UNESCO as intangible cultural heritage. Trappist ales brewed by monks in ancient monasteries, lambics, tangy beers spontaneously fermented with wild yeast from the Brussels air, strong golden ales, rich dark doubles, triples. Each beer is even served in its own specific, uniquely shaped glass, a ritual that enhances its aroma and flavor. While Belgium is renowned for its historic cities and cultural treasures, it also offers a surprising amount of natural beauty for those willing to venture beyond the urban centers. The country's landscape can be broadly divided into three main zones. In the northwest, you have a flat coastal plain fronted by a 42-mile stretch of sandy North Sea coastline. This area is a popular summer destination for Belgians with wide beaches, rolling dunes, Nokke Heist, Ostend. A fantastic coastal tram, the Kust Tram, runs the entire length of the coast, making it easy to hop between the different towns and enjoy the fresh sea air. Moving inland, the central part of the country is a relatively flat and fertile plateau, crisscrossed by a network of canals and rivers. This is the agricultural heartland of Belgium, a landscape of rolling fields and pastures dotted with farmhouses and small villages. The most important rivers in Belgium flow through this region, including the Scheldt, Ghent, Antwerp, and the Meuse or Maas in Dutch, Namur, Liège. These waterways have been vital arteries for trade and transportation for centuries and continue to shape the landscape. The real jewel of Belgium's natural scenery, however, is found in the southeast, the Ardennes. This region of rolling hills, dense forests, deep river valleys is a world away from the flatlands of the north. It's a paradise for hikers, kayakers, nature lovers, with countless trails winding through ancient woodlands of oak and beech. Quaint stone villages are tucked into the valleys of rivers like the Orth Simois. In autumn, the forests erupt in a spectacular display of color, and in winter, a dusting of snow can transform the region into a quiet, magical wonderland, offering opportunities for cross-country skiing. In recent years, Belgium has become famous on the world stage for something beyond its history and its food: football. The Belgian national team, the Red Devils, has enjoyed a golden generation. They've produced world-class players across Europe's top leagues: Kevin De Bruyne, Eden Hazard, Romelu Lukaku. This success is a huge source of national pride, uniting Fleming and Walloon, a sea of black, yellow and red flags on match days. The country's population is around 11.7 million people, yet it's remarkably diverse. One of the most densely populated countries in Europe. The majority live in urban areas, significant communities from Italy, France, the Netherlands, Morocco. As home of the EU, it attracts citizens from across the world. In Brussels, over a third of the population is of foreign origin. So what makes Belgium special? It's full of contradictions. Ancient, modern, traditional, progressive, deeply divided, remarkably resilient. Contemplate a medieval masterpiece by Van Eyck in the morning. Debate the future of Europe over lunch. Spend the evening in a cozy pub sampling beers perfected by monks centuries ago. It weathered centuries of foreign rule and two world wars to become a key player in European unity. Belgium's gift to the traveler is its incredible density of experience. Hop from a French-speaking city to a Dutch-speaking city, from a bustling metropolis to a tranquil forest, all in a single day. It rewards curiosity. Look beyond political headlines. Discover rich culture, warm people, profound history. From the hallowed battlefields of Flanders to the joyful chaos of a carnival, to the sublime taste of a perfect praline, to the roar of a football stadium. Belgium doesn't just welcome you, it captivates you, leaving memories as rich and satisfying as its world-famous cuisine. Don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the Janamatha channel for more amazing travel content.